Thank you again, Professor Varadarajan, for inviting me, and thank you for the management of the conference, International Society of Waste Management, Air and Water, Sri Venkateswara University. And I thank everybody who is participating as a committee in this great event, and I'm very delighted to speak over here. Before I take up, I would like to let you guys know that I'm an advisor consulting business at Sunshine Green Environmental Protection LLC and OnEarthMissionX as well. I'm also a steering committee member at Texas Sustainable Business Network in the US, and as Professor Varadarajan said, I am a mentor at startup incubators in the US and India as well. I have about 26 years of experience in multiple industries, and I would like to move on to the next slide to set up the agenda. I hope you can see my slides well. Can I move ahead? So I would be talking about our partnerships, types of water pollution, biodegradative solution with organic enzyme, and I will close with some remarks. First off, we built some partnerships with the PECB to even offer ISO training and certification programs, MESO-AM SDG 17 Coalition, which is a group of 25 prestigious organizations around the globe to protect the ocean and implement SDG 17 and weigh down as many SDGs possible. And we also partner with Sunshine Green Environmental Protection. I'm wearing multiple hats here, and I'm also involved in past-done projects, and we partner with We Don't Have Time, Save Soil, Rainforest partnerships, and also we care about plastics and other stuff. So we are also trying to prevent the plastic use in the city of Austin, Texas. Basically, my organization is run by all volunteer experts. My organization name, as you heard, is Suraksha. So we are based out of Austin, Texas. Let's move on to find out what are the water pollution causing things. So water pollution situations have been divided into three categories. One is pollutants of growing prosperity, emerging pollutants. Pollutants of poverty are under sanitation related bacteria, trash, and litter in waterways. Unfortunately, 80% of the world's wastewater is released to the environment without any treatment. Pollutants of growing prosperity are chemicals, waste from industry, agriculture, fertilizer, and pesticides. Here is a sad story. 700% of nitrogen fertilizers usage has been going on since 1960, which is a huge burden on environment. We will discuss on a few things later on. The emerging pollutants covers micro and nanoplastics, which is the greatest threat to everyone. Unfortunately, we're all having plastic particles, I would say microplastics in our bodies already. And we're also having pharmaceutical drugs into the water bodies, etc. So these are all the highly concerning things, and we are looking after certain technologies which would actually prevent not only prevent but also remediate the problem. All kinds of solutions to fix everything is really tough, but we are looking at models where we can support the environment through remediation. So we have chosen a path to remediate all these issues through biodegradative organic enzyme called Ensynox. So you may wonder, what is Ensynox? Ensynox is an organic product of natural origin. It is a cost-effective solution, human and environmentally friendly. It wouldn't cause any irritation on humans or animal body, like skin, eyes, respiratory systems, etc. It is non-toxic. pH neutral, no adverse effects on humans, animals, or on the environment. So I'm continuing. There is a long list of its benefits, so please bear with me. It's not a bacteria, not a virus, and not a hazardous substance. It reduces the risk of future health issues caused by chemical toxins when they break into the water bodies, etc. It transforms oil, PAH, toxins, and chemicals into harmless neutral materials in a biodegradative process. It also supports and speeds up regeneration process in the aquatic and soil environments. It breaks down literally oils, fats, carbohydrates, proteins, vegetable fiber, and chemicals, etc. The next thing is, what is Ensynox actually? Again, it not only destroys but also keeps out of harmful biological organisms, not sensitive even to highly toxic compounds like arsenic and cyanide. It provides a long-term solution, and it is also tested as AAA+. Also, work together in synergy with bioremediation agents, kind of powders, etc. Cleanup regeneration is possible without replacement of the soil. In many cases, we need to replace the brown fields with fresh soil, etc. So, we move on to overall Ensynox applications. This is kind of a story build-up for us. We can clean soil. We can also remediate PCB, and we can also remediate DDT. On the right-hand side, as you see, we can also remediate, bacteria from municipal wastewater, and we can also help mangroves to grow healthy without any issues, because we are cleaning the water over there and also cleaning the roots at the core, because they are covered by all chemicals, if not by oil particles. So the latest tests of our Ensynox also proved that we can actually prevent the coral disease in laboratory experiments. So we are continuing our research on all these things simultaneously and trying to partner with as many as our organizations so that we can take these technologies to the market and help the environment to recover quickly. Let's talk about Ensynox on municipal waste. It's a biological agent that can neutralize Salmonella typhi, Shigella, Salmonella paratyphoid, and various species of E. coli and Campylobacter bacteria. In general, disinfectants like chlorine work, but there may not be a guarantee in the activation of inactivation of resistant organisms. I'm going to show some data on some of our work, especially on Ensynox, working on red tide. We used this Ensynox on Carina brevis. We did some experiments, and we kept a control sample with the other product that is supposed to prevent the spread of Carina brevis. You can see we conducted different experiments. Actually, we continued from day 1 to day 6. On day 1, you see 3,000, 1,000, 3,000 in control sample, and we used two samples of Ensynox, one made freshly and one made a month ago. So if you go down on the day 6, you see Ensynox neutralized totally, either way, whether it is a freshly made or made a month ago kind of thing. This is to test the stability of the product, how effectively it could work. If you take a look at the day 5 data, Carina brevis has 2,400 and 500 are remaining. What I mean to say is, if you look at day 4, it is actually working very well immediately after the day 4. So by 6th day, you would be getting better results. So this proves that our Ensynox would work very well in this red tide problem. So there is another experiment again. We did it in a lake in Florida area in US. So in this also we did another test, taking initial count of 6,000 cells per milliliter, and this was used as a control. And we used two models here. For one model, we used 10 ml of Ensynox and added 90 ml of Knox Skyway pond sample. So by 7th day, we are able to mitigate totally without any red tide species over there. When we use 1 ml Ensynox and also increase the sample to 99 ml of the wastewater, it also showed us it has effectiveness within 7 days. So the game we are bringing to the world is from within 72 hours, we can fix this problem. Red tide is a big problem, and it also causes dangers to people and also animals, and it's not a good thing to see in oceans, especially. And it kills many creatures living in water as well. They also go through a long-term health issues. The other model that we tested is on PAH, and on the original value you see 63.1, and on the enzyme treated one you see 4.52. That means it has considerably reduced the PAH content in the wastewater content in the wastewater. Similarly, we have tested it in zeols, and you can see the list of those things. I'm so sorry, the letters are so tiny you may not be able to read them. But to summarize the development here, it is actually reducing half of all these xylose in the test mode. So we also tested Ensynox against algal blooms. We tested on cyanobacterials and Bacillariophyta. So in cyanobacterials, we used Aphanocapsida delicassima, Cylindrospermapsis, Persimedia tenissima, Microcystis argamosa, Pseudoanavina, Cyanococcus. So these are all the names of mouthful, but again, we tested all these things. Don't look at the center columns, but look at the extreme right column where you see total reduction in percent is indicated. So in all the cases, we have indications that we can neutralize algal blooms to 100%. And at the bottom, you see different results, and we see 50% of 100% reduction of all those things. But on the other hand, we have to explain why other things are not totally being neutralized or removed. So that tells different causes, because of the water flow and other parameters that would involve in collecting samples, etc. So let's move on to totality of Ensynox solutions. We have different formulas here. Ensynox A helps with water cleaning, like breaking down blue-green algae, red tide bacteria, and toxins. Ensynox X is exclusively for soil cleaning. It would neutralize chemicals and harmful substances. Ensynox C is for annual husbandry. It eliminates bacteria, increasing the volume and the quality of, increase the volume and quality of meat. Ensynox D is for marine mammal. Treatment this would actually useful for treatment of animals suffering from red tide toxins. Ensynox E neutralizes toxins, increases decontamination and detoxification ability in liquids preferred biodegradation in chemical liquids, oil like PAH, etc. So other formula is Ensynox O, that is used for plant recovery, cleaning plants from bacteria, increase the growth and volume of the crop, etc. Ensynox W works well on wastewater. It would decrease toxic harmful substances as we have discussed earlier, that includes bacteria. As I said, we are also working on coral reef formula, combined antibacterial plus detoxification and revitalization formulas, etc. So we check the competence of Ensynox against other traditional methods that are available in the market today. So if we take an example of oil spill cleanup and others included as well, this is the most environmental friendly, whereas the counterparts are not convenient technologies. Ours is green technology. It is also cost effective. It could be duplicated by protocol, human and animal friendly, and cleanup and regeneration period is amazingly shorter. Within 1 year, we could see better results against decades of timelines that the traditional methods or the diffusers are taking nowadays. And it could be followed in a systematic way, but others would go in a randomized way and wait for the results and then proceed. We don't know whether they actually work or not, but they appear to be working because of the dissociation of the molecules, oil molecules rather, which is a big problem because those broken molecules would go down and spoil the water quality and also enter into the bodies of the creatures that are living in water and also enters into the food chain. This is a big problem for dealing with. So we are also up with the wetland, mangroves, and coastal regions revitalization, I would say. And others wouldn't have all these features available or readily usable to those things. They take ages to fix this problem. So that's why Ensynox is the most advanced pathway to clean the mess from oil spills. So after hearing all those things, you might be interested to know how Ensynox is made. So here is the story. Ensynox is an organic enzyme produced by and derived from a combination of specifically selected earthworms. Isn't that amazing? We have tons and tons of literature on earthworms and how they do good to the Mother Earth, and not only to the earth, but also in other applications. They also help in providing nutrition to other things like fungi that are living under soil, etc. And it's very easy to handle a liquid formula instead of putting many earthworms in different environments. Actually, managing such volumes of earthworms is a challenge as well. So if you consider putting them in wastewater to deal with this kind of thing instead of making a liquid formula, earthworms are actually drowned in water. That's a big problem. So who make Ensynox? Sunshine Green Environmental Protection LLC from Florida would make these things. Ensynox is an organic certified product, and we have intellectual property on hand, and it's world best green brand also already. We're also aligning the enzymatic production and also distribution and other aspects like piloting and commercialization in alignment with UN SDGs. So the biggest role we play is on environmental side. Those are 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And we're also heavily relying on partnerships also, 17, because this is a big problem, and we need to solve this problem around the globe. So we're up for partnerships around the globe, either in university university set up to scale or a foundation to help us regionally in different parts of the world to scale up these things and put these things in action. And at the same time, while we are creating piloting and commercial infrastructure for this, we can actually trigger further R&D and also employment opportunities. So we are covering a whole host of opportunities through this enzymatic technology. Another thing that I would like to touch upon is we may ignore these things, but negligence costs, right? If dumping everything into oceans and water bodies would not only harm water, but also harm people, right? So at the end of the day, it would cost. Somebody has to deal with these things. We might be postponing the problem, but it would be there forever. So not only that, when these things like oil spills and other stuff like, dumping these drums that has, materials like DDT and, chemicals or even pharmaceutical residues, etc., would harm water bodies. In case of oceans, this kind of activities are killing coral reefs. They're also killing mangroves, and they're also killing, creatures that are living in oceans like fish, etc. And on the right-hand side, you may notice one thing. Many mangroves would be removed intentionally also for industrial purpose or residential purpose, but it is going to be a biggest mistake. Not many don't know that these mangroves would prevent the wave strength by 60%. So even considering those things, if you knock off those things, you would be getting into big problem in the coastal areas. Before I leave, I would always suggest my colleagues and friends to think about this thing. This is important. We are at a pivotal time where we move forward or walk backwards. So we have technologies to fix this problem. My reminder to all our friends here is environment is a part of nature. Spoiling it and praying is useless. We all need to keep this in mind. This is not on any negative way, but to join hands with everybody with the realization that we are at a pivotal point. If we can't fix this problem, we are going to transfer this problem to our next generation. With that, thank you very much for your time. And if you have any questions, so on and so forth, please reach out to me on this with this contact information. And you can also follow us on social media. I hope this information is very valuable to you. If we have time, I can take a few questions. Best thing is they can type in the chat box. I'm having trouble in hearing from your end.